Oh, where is this thing?
It don't matter.
This is at, yeah, we have enough time to do it. I thought it was offertory.
Okay.
I put it as special music. So
Okay.
we can go on up.
Okay.
You wanna go, how far do you wanna go? You tell me.
I'll follow you.
Okay, so we
Literally,
end
like-
up, we end up here.
That's so good, I didn't want it to end, so I wasn't sure if you were done yet, because I was hopeful. But I didn't know. You gonna keep going?
Yeah. Is it 10?
It's 10:02.
Oh, okay.
That's why I thought if you're gonna keep going, we'll listen.
Well, that wasn't the opening song.
Aren't we grateful for the creative inspiration of musicians? Huron sent me these beautiful song titles, and of course, all of them are just magic with the saxophone and the keyboard. So since we're not hearing lyrical music today, I thought, well, I don't know if that's the name of that song or not. Isn't it wonderful? Thank you. Good morning. Oh, goodness. If you're here in the building, then you walked in and you saw that there was an explosion of purple and black and white and glitter and feathers and flowers. And you probably said, what's going on? But if you were here last night, then you know that Cliff Wright and Patty Yoon, our very own platform assistant, celebrated the reception of their wedding 22 months after the fact. So let's all give them a round of applause. It was so delightful to welcome them and celebrate their relationship that was fostered here at Unity of Wichita. So watch out. If you're single and you come here, you never know what's going to happen. So good morning. My name is Samantha Jones. I'm the spiritual leader here, and I would like to welcome all of you. And this morning we have Dwayne Zachary and Huron Barreau sharing the magic of music. We've also got Eleanor Ferris this morning sharing our meditation and affirmations, and I will be sharing our message this morning. So we've got Jessica and Brian on the technical side of things. Let's celebrate all of them this morning as well. So our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, identified 12 spiritual faculties that support our experience. And in the month of October, we celebrate Zeal. And Zeal is represented by the color orange, which I've got a little bit, but the dress that I ordered for today didn't come in. So, next week. It's Halloween. Speaking of which, we're going to dress up. That's right. So be sure and come in your costume. Come if you have grandkids or kids that are just dying to wear their costume somewhere, bring them. We want to celebrate with all of you. The youth department will be having a fun Halloween party. Instead of an Easter egg hunt, it's going to be a Halloween treat hunt. So that'll be fun. So this morning, as we're celebrating Zeal, do you feel it? Do you feel some zeal this morning? Zeal is the power to entice, to motivate, to excite. And it is with that same power of zeal that we're feeling within our bodies and our experience this morning that we share our mission statement together. Inspiring spiritual transformation as a vibrant, diverse, and inclusive community. That means something to me. Does it mean something to you? Do you feel that? I hope so. And so as we hold that same power of zeal, let's share our statement of being together as we take a deep breath. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe. God the good, omnipotent. What a prayer, right? So this morning, now would be a wonderful time for you to turn off your cell phones or at least put them on vibrate if you're in-house. And if you're at home too, be present, be fully present today. And so we want to welcome anyone here for the first time or the first time in a long time. If you're here for the first time watching online, please be sure and put a note in the comments. We'll reach out to you. If you're here in person, there is an envelope in the seat back in front of you that has a form attached. Be sure and fill that out and send it in the offering plate because we want to be able to support you and fulfill our mission of inspiring spiritual transformation And we can do that by staying connected with you so that you know what classes, events, meditations, all those opportunities are. So your gift to us is that you're here and you're present and you're sharing the wonder that is you with us. So, Unity. Unity is a worldwide ministry dedicated to inspiring the awareness of the Spirit within us all. And as we celebrate that, we like to bless all the new people, the people that are here in person and watching online. And let's bless Cliff and Patty while we're at it. So I invite you to lift your hands and share this blessing with me. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ as you, just as you are. Thank you. Oh, that's me. I forgot. So as we pray this morning, I'm so filled with zeal, I lost track of the order. So as we hold our prayer this morning, let's remember those prayer requests that we have on our hearts as a community. Patty Russell, Terry Roddy, Sheila Roddy. We want to continue to hold Kelly. And we want to make sure that all of those people that we have in our hearts that are unspoken are brought to our awareness now in this moment. So I invite you to take a deep breath, close your eyes if you wish, and move your awareness gently into your heart space as we call upon the awareness of the God of our understanding. Some call that God, some call it love. Some call that awareness Jesus and the Christ. Whatever language you use, call it forth now. We know that God is everywhere completely present, even at the point of each one of us. We know that our prayers held in mind are changing our very active presence. It changes the way that we encounter and see the world, and we affirm our prayers now. The health and wholeness of those on our prayer list. We affirm peace, understanding, and love with those in Ukraine, Russia, all over the world, those individuals that are experiencing fear, division, and war. We affirm peace. We affirm the light and presence of God illuminating every heart. We affirm that this is done now. We know it is done because God is here. We are so very grateful, and in the name, the nature of the very Christ that is alive, we say together, and so it is. Amen.
such zeal. You felt that in him, did you not? Oh, I just kept staring and listening and wanted to activate all my senses. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Eleanor Ferris, and I am sharing our affirmations and meditation this morning. Our affirmations are behind me on the screen here. We'll say them all together. I am zealously engaged in the waves of Source. Zeal serves to ready my helm for all conditions. I am the zeal I bring to a circumstance, and I express with wisdom. So if you'll take this moment and breathe at your pace, rest at your comfort. If you're in our virtual audience, you can throw in the comments what you're doing. Within this sanctuary we sit, but meditation is a state that you enter and bring about at any time, anywhere, in any position. Now let's breathe one deep together. Meditation is a practice of coming back to your power, centering, identifying, grokking your power. Meditation can be done in the silence. Meditation might come with the explosiveness of the music that speaks to your need and your consciousness right now. When you identify with your source, you have connected. You've meditated. You hit it. You did it. Another way to meditate is to open your mind intentionally to be receptive. So we use our affirmations and denials and our personal needs, and we deny what is false, and we affirm what is true. We renounce and we affirm. And so now, here in this open, receptive space, in the silence, I encourage you to allow whatever sound, consonant, vowel, whatever comes to you, make up a word, make it your own in the silence. Listen to the beat of your heart. It's telling you the sounds. Now silently, move your lips and say the sounds. What does it sound like out loud? Is it comfortable? It should roll off the tongue. The tone of its comfort vibrating like music as you let the sounds resonate within you and flow. You've just engaged in a co-creation meditation, developing a mantra. And your task is to practice. At home, stop here by Unity, at a coffee shop, at the park, or over at Kirby's. You bring the peace, the level, and that is zeal. Even in excitement and super shouting your word. That power of zeal still came from that still small voice, to which we also assign the power of zeal. If you need to write down your sounds or your word, please do so. And if you'd like to share in the comments section. I will share mine. And so I welcome you back to this space where we prepare to dive into this power of zeal. And in the name and the nature of the Christ within, we say together, and so it is. Amen.
I'm not sure how you follow that. But I'm going to try. Boy, aren't we lucky to have Dwayne Zachary in the house? Woo! We're always blessed with this magical presence that is Huron Barreau, and he always gets embarrassed when I say that, but that's how I feel. And to have Dwayne here, whew, I gotta capture myself. I gotta come back down into my body a little bit. Oh, I expected like the roof to come off the place or something. So, this morning, we are talking about the power of zeal, that great motivator, that fire, right? Y'all feel that fire in you, right? Whew. We have things around us that can stoke that fire, such as music, such as art, entertainment, exercise, getting your endorphins running. That changes your power of zeal, your experience of it. That fire that rages, though, it can be a helpful, nourishing forest fire that burns down the dead wood, clearing the space for the sun and the rain to foster new growth in the next season. Or it can be destructive, can't it? It can be something that just burns and perishes everything in its path. That's the power of zeal. And the question is, how do we control that? That's where we come in, isn't it? How are we utilizing our power of zeal? So this morning, I want to talk about a woman named Becky Bailey. Anybody familiar with Becky Bailey? Oh, good. This will be fun. So Becky Bailey is an educator who has a zeal and enthusiasm for supporting young children and their families. And many of you know that I spent more than a decade of my life working with children with special needs. So for me, she has been a transformative force in my life. She developed this curriculum called Conscious Discipline. Now, Conscious Discipline, it's a multidisciplinary approach to three distinct brain sources, brain functions, and the behaviors that come from them. Okay? So we're just getting into the very edge of neuroscience here this morning. And so as a teacher, she sat back and she watched her kids with special needs, and she knew that there was something that they were missing in education. So she started working with different disciplines. So that's neuroscience, pediatricians, OTs, occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech pathologists, other educators, and said, we have to figure this out. We're missing something. And what she was able to identify and eventually present as conscious discipline are these three different areas in the brain. So the first is the brainstem, which we know is down here at the base of your head and in the nape of your neck. Now your brainstem, this is exciting, okay? Your brainstem is where babies are, infants. Your brainstem functioning in terms of behavior is where you are after a wreck, when you're in shock, when you're in a state of fear that you cannot control what you're doing, okay? So that's that fight, flight, freeze, please area. As we get into adulthood, that's how we identify it. Then you've got the limbic system, which is the middle brain. Okay, so the middle brain is our reaction. This is where our anxiety lies. This is where our nervousness, our depression, our reactions to something someone said, something that you watched on TV, the news report this morning, and you have an emotional reaction. That's happening in your limbic system. And then you have the prefrontal cortex. Now, this is your cerebral. Have you heard somebody say, oh, he's a really cerebral speaker, or she's a really cerebral teacher? Right? That means that they're really high-functioning, critical thinking, logical approach. Okay? I promise this goes somewhere. So, when we look at it through the lens that Charles Fillmore identified, we see these same areas that he identified as being the space where certain powers resonate. Now, he identified the power of zeal in the brainstem, the power of enthusiasm, that's where it resonates, that's where it originates in the physical body. And you might think about that and say, in the brainstem? Are you sure? So if we're thinking about the power to motivate, this doesn't mean positive motivation. It's just the movement. It's the idea that's been sparked. It's the fire that's been lit. That's it. That's all it is. Everything else that comes after has to have something else. So we look at the middle brain as faith. The frontal cortex are the areas where will and understanding are associated. So how can we translate that into our own experience of ourselves and one another? So when we start thinking about the actual movement of zeal in an activity, I tried to come up with an example. I came up with probably 30, and I decided that they weren't appropriate. So I would like to know, what is something that you are passionate about? Anyone here? Shout it out. Put it in the comments. Cats. Okay, we're going to go with cats. So this morning, I have this motivation to get a cat. Whew! Boy, that's loaded for me. No, thank you. If you were here for our Pet Sunday, you know that I found a dead mouse one time on a pillow next to me. I'm good. So we're talking about cats this morning. So I'm motivated by the idea of this cat. Now, all of a sudden, I move into my limbic system, right? This is my power of faith, remember, and my emotional response. So my first emotional response is, oh, kittens. They're so cute and they're so funny. And then my next emotional response, anybody know what it is? Shredded furniture, right? Shredded furniture. And then I start thinking about all the other ways that you have to take care of cats that I don't want to do. It's a big responsibility. So there I am in my limbic system, but I'm still being pressed forward by this power of zeal, okay? So I've had all these emotional responses, and yet I move forward. I call Jenny and I say, I want a cat. So what's happening next is that I have to start drawing on my gut feeling, because now my gut's churning, isn't it? Because I've had all of this emotional response happening. And my gut's churning, and it's throwing me into a loop of anxiety, maybe. Maybe I'm starting to think about how much money it's going to cost. Maybe I'm starting to think about how it's going to affect my kids. Maybe I'm thinking about how I'm going to have to board the cat when I go on vacation. That's a lot to think about. This was a good example. So, what do I do then? I start invoking my power of understanding. So my power of understanding is taking me through the journey of what's possible. The positive things that are going to come from this relationship with my new cat. Now I have to invoke what? Anybody know? The power of will. I will it into being. I go to the store and I purchase the litter box. I purchase the sand. I purchase the scratching post that will likely never be used. I love cats in someone else's home. We have this system, this network of power. So I start to think about, how does this tell me something about myself? And what I have to look at is this. If I have a developed sense of zeal, I am going to take those logical steps, moving forward, moving through the emotions, moving through the steps of wisdom, understanding, and will. But if I have an underdeveloped sense of zeal, or a sense consciousness that's only out here in what's happening in my physical body, my physical experience, what happens is that I have an idea. I remember years ago, this was probably 12, 15 years ago, I was doing my artwork, which some of you know, I specialize in mandalas. And somebody said to me, you should make a coloring book. People will buy it. And I thought, what a great idea. What a great idea. How would I do that? I shade, I color, I use way too many techniques. I don't do an outline. I can't do that. So I had this zeal rise up within me, but it was shot down so quickly that I didn't follow through. And you know what happened? There was an enormous, boom of adult coloring books for mandalas. Do you remember that? They were everywhere. So that's how we have this opportunity to take this zeal that we have that is associated in divine mind, that idea of mandala coloring books was out there in the ethers. And my friend plucked it and she gave it to me. She said, this is yours, you should do this. And I was excited, but I got caught in all of the what ifs, in the limbic system. My zeal was dampened because my faith was low. Did you catch that? I didn't have the faith that I would have the will and understanding to make it happen, so my zeal just fizzled out, turned into the smoke from a candle flame. I'm still wishing I would have done it. I'm still looking back saying, man, that would have been nice. So when we start thinking about the ways that zeal can go from this expression of a possibility and what I know I can or can't do to a developed sense that works in tandem with all of these other powers within our brains and our bodies, we start to see the story of Saul. So Saul was traveling on the road to Damascus. So this is from Acts 9, 1 through 19. I'm not going to share the whole message for you. I'm just going to paraphrase it. So Saul is on his way to Damascus to persecute the followers of Jesus. So he is steeped in law and Pharisees. He has been studying the law. He knows what is right. He knows what the prophets spoke about, and it wasn't Jesus. Okay? He knew. And he's walking on his way to Damascus, and what happens? He encounters this light that blinds him, and as he's immersed in this light, he hears the voice of Jesus saying, "Why are you persecuting me? What are you doing?" He was zealous in his persecution. He was zealous, knowing that this was the way, knowing that the Christ that was being demonstrated by Jesus, that was being taught by Jesus, this presence of God, was wrong. He knew it. And that's where it stopped, right? That was his message. So he has this encounter with the light, and all of a sudden, he opens his eyes and he's completely blind. He has to be then taken on to the road, taken down the road onto Damascus. He hadn't gotten there yet. And as he's walking, what's happening? All of a sudden, he's shifted, and now he is praising the good news. The news, the story, the message of Jesus. Like that. How does that happen? Have you ever done that before? Have you ever had a sudden change? I have. I went to an experience, to a film, and it said that it was the film that would change the world. I don't know if anybody else here went to see that. It was several years ago. And I don't know if it changed the world, but it changed mine. And it was that moment, that day, that I quit eating flesh. I quit eating meat. And that was, 7 years ago. What a humongous change, right? That didn't happen because I've been thinking about it. I've been rolling it over. It happened because there was a sudden shift, and the zeal, the communication in my brainstem that is connected with the very presence of God that I am, was ignited. Just as Saul, who later becomes Paul, to demonstrate this magnificent transformation. Paul went on to be the great teacher, the advocate for Jesus' teachings, disciples, and the church. So I asked this question. You don't have to answer it out loud, but what are your passions? What are you most enthusiastic about? And then ask yourself, are you centered in your power of zeal and alignment with the expression of God? If you are, then you are invoking all of those powers and bringing it into being. If you're passionate about something and you don't see it demonstrated in your life, if you're just thinking about it, then you are stunted in that limbic system, in that brainstem area, spinning it around and around and around. And I would invite you to invite faith into your zeal. Do you see it? I wish I would have listened. I wish I would have listened to that voice in my mind that said, no, you could do this coloring book. You could. But I didn't. I didn't know how. And I didn't know how to begin to find out. I was too busy. I didn't have the faith to know that I could step back, see, learn, and then take action. Those 5 principles showing up again, isn't it? Knowing that God is in it. Thinking and creating, praying and meditating, and taking action. So, in closing, I invite you, let's see what happens. I invite you to say this with me, okay? So we're going to take a big, deep breath and say, yes, I am alive. We can do better. Are you ready? Yes, I am alive. Okay, stand up. We're going to make this happen. All right. I want you to put your hand on the back of your head right there. Just feel it. Think about the fact that you've got that brainstem working for you right now. Okay? Big, deep breath. Yes, I am alive. Yes. And so now I am unique and unrepeatable. I am unique and unrepeatable. Oh, do you feel that moving through you? I am whole. I am whole. Yes. And I am filled with zeal. Did you hear that twang? I am filled with zeal. Filled. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Really? Do you feel it? Yes. Do you feel it? Yes. Oh, there you are. Okay, excellent. So we move forward today knowing that we have the power to connect with our power of zeal, to move it through our power of faith, wisdom, understanding, and will to demonstrate in this world just as Jesus did. And so it is. Woo! Keep forgetting Patty's not here. Go ahead and have a seat. Now is the time that we move into our tithes and offerings. And I hope that as we move into this space, you still feel that same sense of zeal. Because that's what moves us forward into this activity of giving, of our time, talent, and treasure. So as we prepare our online gifts or our gifts in person, you can follow the link or PayPal if you use that, or stop by the church later this week. And we move now into our prayer, our blessing of the offering. Divine love flowing from me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. goodness, only a few people know this about me. A lot more are about to. But whenever I go to a music concert or something like that, I always cry. That was wonderful. Thank you. Whew. Okay. Do you guys remember? I'm verklempt. So, as we come together to bless these offerings, we know that they go forth to support things just as this day, the service, the classes, the opportunities for spiritual transformation. We do this as individuals, and we do this as a community, shared consciousness. We are co-creators with that presence of God. And so we bless together. We receive together. And we call it good. And so it is. Amen. And this morning I'd like to invite Eleanor Ferris to share our announcements this morning. Wayne is at the Village. We're ready for yellow. There you are.
I'm on. So, yeah, Wayne's not here, and I needed that affirmation you had up there, Sam, where it said, I am whole, I am unique, I am unrepeatable. Because how in the world am I supposed to bring the presence of Coach Wayne Donner up here when this is me? But we're talking about the power of Zeal, aren't we? And how it expresses at different comfort levels and consciousness, right? And it's all perfect, always, every moment. So the exciting news for after service today, if you want to learn more about unity, the principles of powers, all the stuff we get to dive into, then there is a new member class right after service. So just track down Sam, and she will be leading a question and answer, an informative thing about becoming a member of Unity of Wichita. Adult game night. Now this is for grown people. It's not like adult games, okay? It means no kids, right? And but it's BYOB. Bring your own board game. So yes, definitely adults. But that's awesome because we also offer a family game night, okay? So we honor it all. Next Sunday will be Costume Sunday. You are required for admittance. We are leaving the prop bucket by the door. You're welcome to show up in a costume if you'd like, or as show us another angle of the side of God, of a power that we haven't seen before. Maybe that'd be but not spooky. No. Okay. So Thanksgiving. Coming up around the corner, we have an amazing offering that we do with the neighborhood and the community and the congregation, friends, family, everybody. And we put it on here. So if you are interested in coming and having lunch-ish, it's Thanksgiving dinner, but it's from 1 to 4. If you are interested in coming to help or clean up or just chow down, and we will have traditional Thanksgiving dinner as well as a hecka-tofurkey. Yeah. And if you'd like to sign up, again, the sign-up sheet is just outside the door on the table, on the wooden table. We have a special announcement about our friend, Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck. He has been serving as our minister of record, which means he served on our board, he vouched for us, he counseled, and he held exceptional and enthusiastic lessons and Sunday discussions. And we are grateful. And so next Sunday will be his final talk or discussion with us
as minister of
as
record.
minister of record.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back because we're the jam. It's all, yeah, it was good. But we do not require him, is the point, because of Miss Samantha. She is on the path of ordination, so now it's on her.
Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so with this same extended zeal that we're feeling, I invite you to stand as we share in our closing prayer of protection and the peace song. Oh, and if you're watching online, please let us know if you'd like to participate in Thanksgiving dinner. If we do not have enough people to help, we will not hold it this year. This would be the first year since COVID. So we need your support. It's a really fun thing, and lots of families bring their whole families so they don't have to clean up at home. All right. And so we join together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
That was meant to be with God as our Creator, loved ones already. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Stand with me, let this be a moment. Every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. It is so nice to have a party. Thank you. Was it? Come on, please. No.